Shmornin, T-Birds. Welcome to another episode of THUNDERVISION. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Austin.
And in this episode, Sarah will talk about senior parking.
Severa will speak about the YouTube ban with Miss Wace.
Jack will talk with an employee at the mall store full service.
Dylan will report on daylight savings time.
Braden will give us a spring sports update.
Finally, Chris and I will talk about some annoying hall habits. First, over to Sarah for her story on senior parking.
Senior parking applications for the 2025 to 2026 school year are now available. In order to have your application accepted, provided in a linked PDF below, you must present your application, driver's license, and proof of insurance to the front security desk at the main entrance to receive your parking tag. Your parking tag must be visible and mounted on the rearview mirror inside your vehicle. Anyone with a junior's license is prohibited from driving and parking on school grounds under state law and cannot be driving or operating a vehicle without the company of someone 21 years of age or older. Senior parking is only located in the back of the building near the volleyball field. Parking up front as a senior is prohibited. Anyone who wants a personal parking spot must submit another application with a hefty fee excluding paint needed to be purchased. If you don't have a designated parking spot, you must only park in empty, non-painted parking spaces. Driving in the parking lot, you must obey the 10 miles per hour speed limit at all times, nor are you allowed to access your car during the school day without administrator approval, nor is any form of loitering allowed. Remember, senior parking is a privilege, not a right. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, appreciate you, gang. Due to one of the latest New York State laws, a majority of YouTube and its features are now inaccessible on school Chromebooks. This could impact a lot of different classes and ways some students learn. Let's kick it over to Severa for the story. Recently, on February 24th, the school sent out an email announcing that the district will be taking new actions to comply with state laws on student data. Most notably, students can no longer access YouTube. Severa was able to interview Mrs. Weiss, the Director of Instructional Technology, on these changes.
Hi, who am I here with today?
Hi, my name is Mrs. Weiss, and I'm the Director of Instructional Technology here at Connectquot.
So recently there were some big changes made to what students can access. Can you tell us what these changes were and why they occurred?
Of course. So recently, Google decided to review their privacy policies. And so what that means is, as a school district, we are required to protect your PII, your personally identifiable information. And that's through a law called Ed Law 2D. So we have to make sure anything that could identify you as a person is protected. So when they reviewed their privacy policy, they decided that only things that are in a core service can be allowed for students to access. And this just isn't for our district, this is for districts all across New York. So we reviewed what is a core service and things that aren't a core service, and we custom tailored everything to make sure that you are only able to access anything that's a core service or where we have an Ed Law 2D agreement signed. So an Ed Law 2D agreement means that the provider will protect your personal information to make sure that you're safe on the internet.
So how do you anticipate these changes will impact students and teachers?
Sure. So there have already been a couple of impacts. There are two services in particular where we've seen a change. One is YouTube. So students were using YouTube before and they could freely search for YouTube videos within the school day. So instead, we have a couple of workarounds. Teachers are allowed to post YouTube links. They're also allowed to embed them for instructional purposes. So now the teachers have more authority to be able to post those videos instead of just searching for them. The other is Google Translate. We are not allowed to have students go on Google Translate by themselves right now because it's not Ed Law compliant. So instead, we have some other tools available. You can go on to Google Docs and use the Translate feature there. You can also use other AI tools such as Magic School AI to translate for you as well.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Mrs. Weiss for taking the time to answer our questions. Now, let's see how students feel about this change.
Hi, who am I here with?
Tommy Huda.
So, how do you feel about YouTube being banned?
I feel like it was a dumb decision from the school.
Has this negatively affected your work at all?
A little bit, because I take a engineering class, and sometimes we use YouTube, and now I can't. And also, teachers do assign videos sometimes, so now we can't even do the assignments anymore. So I feel like it was kind of stupid that they did that.
All right, thank you for your time. Hi, who am I here with?
Jack?
So, how do you feel about YouTube being banned?
I really don't like it. A lot of my classes are like struggling to like function without it. Because like there's a lot of videos we have to watch. We're doing a research project. That just kind of sucks because there's a lot of information on there. My science class, there's a lot of like informational videos we have to watch. We can't watch any of them. So,
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys. Back to you fellows in the studio.
Thank you, Severa.
Recently, Jack went on a trip to the mall to investigate some of the upcoming store closures due to the anticipated mall renovation. Jack highlights a store called Full Service that sells exotic snacks. Yummers. Over to you, Jack.
Today, we got an interview with a worker at the store Full Service. Full Service is a store in the mall which sells food and drinks from other countries. It's said to be closing due to the mall renovations that are happening this summer. We spoke with one of the workers there named Alex.
all right, who am I here with?
Alex.
All right, Alex, what do you think about the mall?
It's kind of sad just because like things are changing right now, and I think they're moving it in a direction that this demographic out here doesn't necessarily look for. Go ahead.
Are you upset that your store's going?
Yeah, part of the renovation of the mall is kind of forcing us to move out of the mall, so it is a little sad, but we're happy to be, moving to a storefront on our own to be able to do a little bit more with what we have there.
Would you like to say where your next store is going to be?
Yeah, so we're going to be on 1266 Waverly Ave. That's in Farmingville. Crossroad is Waverly and Horse Block. We hope to see everybody over there.
All right, anything else would you like to add about the mall? Anything you're going to miss about it, really?
We're going to miss the holiday time for sure, but I think we'll, in the end, everything that's happening, I think we'll enjoy the move for sure.
All right, nice talking to you. Have a good day.
Goodbye, everyone, and thank you, Alex, for the interview.
I hate waking up so early for school, especially when it's dark. And due to daylight savings time happening recently, the mornings just got a lot darker. Here's the story.
People wake up at a variety of different times, but on March 9th, 2025, things were different. While many individuals woke up at the same time as usual, in actuality, time was skipped by an hour. This means that people who are up early experience darker mornings than they are used to. Plus, they lost an hour of sleep. This is daylight savings time. But how did it come about? Once known as wartime, daylight savings time was first implemented towards the end of World War I as a means to preserve energy and give American soldiers more hours of sunlight. It was also used throughout World War II. It is still utilized in America due to the fact that it allows people to have more daylight during the summer. An act to keep daylight savings time all year round was first introduced to Congress in 2018, but it has yet to pass. There is quite a bit of controversy regarding daylight savings time and how it affects our sleep schedule. But let's see how some of the students feel. What's your name and what grade are you in?
My name is Avery, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Peyton Shamwitz, and I'm in 10th grade.
How do you feel about daylight savings time making the school mornings a lot darker?
Well, I kind of feel like I'm going to get kidnapped when I walk out in the morning to go to my bus stop. It's kind of scary, but kind of a vibe when I'm looking out the window. Mixed opinions.
I don't like it. I think we should ban it like the state of Wyoming.
All right. How do you guys feel about it making the later hours of the day a lot brighter and making the sunlight last longer?
Hell yeah. Heck yeah, sorry. I like it. I like it a lot.
My chickens will get mauled by raccoons if I'm not home in time, so I like that part of daylight savings time.
You have chickens?
Yeah, like 20-something.
Awesome. Now, how do you guys feel about the losing an hour of sleep? Do you think it's like a good trade-off or no?
I don't really feel it, honestly.
I don't get an hour of sleep to begin with.
Oh, all right. And do you guys think we still need daylight savings time?
No. Farmers, I don't think they care about it, honestly.
Just wake up an hour earlier. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Hey Austin, how do you feel about daylight savings time?
Oh man, I hate it. You know, it always intersects with Tech Week for the musicals, and I get like 4 hours of sleep. It's not great.
Well, even though daylight savings time is bad, it doesn't really affect me too much, because I'm playing Roblox The Hunt every night.
Okay.
Let's bring it over to Braden for our update on spring sports and some interesting rivalries.
Spring sports are in season, and rivalries are in full effect. But often, when you think of rivalries, you think between schools. But in springtime, one of the less talked about rivalries is between sports. Those sports being lacrosse and baseball, which share a bitterness for one another. We talked with athletes on both teams about their opinions on the other sport, as well as where the hostility originates from. Who am I here with?
Vinny Faraka.
All right, Vinny, I understand you play lacrosse. What do you like about your sport?
It's a fun, fast sport, and I like my teammates.
And, you know, obviously, it's speculated that there's a bit of animosity between lacrosse and baseball. You know, what are your thoughts on baseball?
You know, I don't have a personal grudge against baseball, but I know a lot of guys in the LAX team do, and, you know, baseball guys don't like lacrosse, so I seem to understand, I guess.
And why do you think the two sports don't like each other?
I'd say because it's, you know, two sports in the same season, and they're both, you know, one of the Kennequat's better sports, lacrosse and baseball, so I kind of get the beef between them.
All right, well, thank you for your time, and take care. Who am I here with today?
Brandon Bardick.
And Brandon, I understand you're one of the varsity baseball players. So, as a baseball player, what do you like about your sport?
Of course I like playing the game, but I think it's the bonds and the traditions that come along with playing the game that I truly enjoy the most.
So, you know, it's speculated that there's a little bit of a disdain from lacrosse players to baseball players and vice versa. How do you feel about the sport of lacrosse?
I hate them. I don't like it. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a pretty cool sport, I guess.
And why do you think the two sports don't like each other, contrary to what you just said?
I think there's a competitive nature that goes into playing each of the sports. So when both the sports are playing at the same time, I think that plays a factor in it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and good luck in baseball.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Braden.
Finally, let's talk about the hallways. Some people are really annoying. To help, me and Chris made this informational PSA.
Greetings, Kennequat. We gotta talk about our manners in the hallways. Students, new and old, are still making crucial mistakes when walking in the hallways. These mistakes are either awkward or just annoying. There are many annoying things to do in the hallway, but we're going to cover 3 things that me and my co-star Chris regard as the most annoying. The first thing you should absolutely not do in the halls is scream at the top of your lungs.
I know, and Riley is so...
This is very annoying for your fellow hallmates and can very easily be fixed. Rather than screaming in the hallways, simply keep your conversations to yourself. The second thing you should not do is walk as a wall in the halls. By walking in a wall, it prohibits students from getting to their class. To fix this, simply divide yourselves up into smaller sections. Now students will be able to pass by. The final thing you should not do in the halls is turning around in your own lane. This is extremely annoying for people behind you, since they now have to walk around you. To fix this, just make a wider turn when the time is appropriate. Those are our solutions to some of the most annoying hall habits. We assure you that if you start implementing these, you will be respected by the masses.
Thanks, Austin. That was some great info. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of THUNDERVISION. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode in a few weeks. Until then, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Austin.
And we are THUNDERVISION.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good.